When I say the word filmmaker, what comes to mind?
Storytelling. People that wants to make an impact, and people that wants to walk with the elephants. People going to I look at filmmaking as a industry that, for the artists, for the people that wants to tell stories, they want to leave a legacy. And the people, I think about filmmaking as people that wants to be in with a community that just wants to be a part of something, to belong.
Walk with the elephants?
Yeah.
What is that?
Walking with the celebrities and the red carpets, the hooplas.
Oh, the giants.
The
Okay.
giants.
Oh,
That's how I look
okay.
at it, yeah.
Okay.
It's a noble industry. That's how I kind of look at it. Yeah, but where it's not a, it's like kind of, I'm a filmmaker, and they kind of lift this up. Oh, hi, I'm a filmmaker, right? That's how I kind of think about it. When I think about that. But when it comes to, for me, it's about impact.
When I say the word entrepreneur, what comes to mind?
Troubleshooting, solving problems. That's it, solving problems. I think it's about empowering people to want to make a change in the industry and impact people's lives, same thing, and to be able to, I would say, to move the generations forward.
Can you survive as a filmmaker if you're not an entrepreneur?
Good question. Yes, if your content is good, and yes, if your content is good, yes, and if you are in a place in the place of good timing to be able to have good business people around you. If not, then no. If not, then no.
Is that the old adage, like you're only as good as the brightest one in your company or something like that? I don't even know if that's the
or
same.
maybe you're as good as your last film, or look, I think anything that's creative is subjective, and it's very difficult. And I think that in the creative world, I think that it's I think that people don't value the art form, don't value art as much as other industries, right? And I think that it's not tangible in a way where people say, "Oh my God, it's something that is so, it's an everyday job." People don't look at it that way. That's why films are scarce. That's why films are rare. The good ones are, and people are not willing to pay for the bad ones, right? So that's why it's hard for filmmakers, in my opinion.
Do you enjoy a challenge? Do you rise to the occasion if somebody says you can't do something?
I do. When my back's against the wall, I would say that that's when I excel. I did it for all my films, and I did it in my entrepreneurship journey. I'm not here to talk about my background, but I'm a refugee immigrant from Vietnam, and I grew up with my back on the wall all the time, and it's always been challenging. So I don't think it's a matter of people telling me that I can't do it. I think it's a matter of just the nature of the job itself, and not wanting to disappoint people that believes in you is the challenging part.
You think normal things don't scare you? So you're ready to...
No, normal things scares me. I'm scared of heights, and I think it's complacency scares me. Mm-hmm.
Your passion is storytelling before building a business, entrepreneurship?
Baseball.
Oh, baseball. Okay. Okay. So baseball and then storytelling?
Then music.
Then music, right? Music videos.
No, musician. I was a record producer and a songwriter.
Oh, and you went to Juilliard, right?
I went to Juilliard for music, and then and then filmmaking because I didn't make it in music, but I thought that I thought filmmaking was a better medium than music, so I got into that.
You said you didn't make it in music. What is making it?
I would say like defining it would be like getting a hit record, making it as getting a hit record. Being able to have millions of people across the world be able to listen to the music and use that as a platform to create change. That's how I defined it.
Who did you want to be like?
Michael Jackson. Okay. At least the what I wanted to see the music to affect. Yeah.
And at what point did you realize it would either be a harder road than you thought, or you weren't? It wasn't a challenge you wanted to take on?
No, I just saw that the business got harder. With the whole streaming, the craziness of people just kind of, in our industry was backstabbing people. Nobody's honoring contracts. At least that's what I experienced. And then people want to take advantage of you over and over and over. I just kind of had enough with that, and I put it on pause. And my thought process was just like, if I ever had a chance to come back in the game, I'm gonna flip this industry upside down, and I want to be able to do it right and really expose the problems and then have a solution for it. And that was my mindset so I put it on pause. I didn't give up on it. I just put it on pause, and then going into the film industry, I thought it was more structured, with like more ethical people, at least on this filmmaking side of things. It was more ethical people. There was more structure. There was more processes, and if you understood that, and then you understood the business, I thought there was a better chance in making the film industry than the music industry.
How does a filmmaker's vision compare to that of an entrepreneur?
They go hand in hand. I think just to backtrack. I think your career and your life is defined by your purpose and how you want. And so everything I do, from music to films to entrepreneurship, all leads back into wanting to impact people's lives for the better, right? However you do it. I want to do it at scale, but it actually does feel good when you do impact people's lives in general. And so when it comes to filmmaking, it was a way to scale the communications. It's like, I look at filmmaking as like the commercial way of scaling of an operation. And entrepreneurship was like the vehicle to be able to understand how to problem solve and take business and then still go through the same thing of solving problems. So they all go hand in hand to me. And I think that it's I think for other people, for other people, they think of filmmaking as filmmaking. It's like kind of they pocket themselves, right? For me, I look at the whole entire picture, and I happen to be in filmmaking. I happen to be an entrepreneur because my goal is to update, innovate industries that I think are problematic for the things that we're passionate about.
So if you took your favorite entrepreneur, I'm not sure who that was.
Steve Jobs.
Okay, good choice. And your favorite filmmaker?
Steven Spielberg.
Okay, great choice. And do you think they have similar, similar makeups?
They do.
Okay.
Both are innovative, very innovative. Steven Spielberg changed the game with his creative and innovations of films and how he takes it to new levels and storytelling to a different level. Storytelling is pretty much structured very similarly a lot of times, right? But how he, I look at him as like the person that knows how to tell stories to kids, and he's able to he's able to create these fandoms and build this innovative, I would call it innovative structure that allows people to be inspired to make films at, not at his level, but be inspired to do films, that want to do films. And I look at Steve Jobs as this innovative guy that's in technology that knows how to target the kids, right? And be able to create this luxury good for people to change the world with. And I kind of look at it the same way.
How would you compare risk-taking between filmmaking and entrepreneurship?
Risk-taking, oh my gosh. I think filmmaking is a complete risk, and I think entrepreneurship is a complete risk. I think they both have to, there's no guarantees for any of that. I think entrepreneurship might be a little bit safer than filmmaking. I think filmmaking is one of the, if not the biggest risk of them all, right? Because you spend your years trying to make a film, raising funds, creating the scripts, onboarding people, hoping people will stay, employing if you have the money for it, and then you put the product out, and then it could get screwed, right? And people don't like it, no one wants to buy it. Entrepreneurship is the same thing, right? It's kind of like, you spend maybe years or maybe months, or whatever it is, developing the product, putting a team together, structured processes, and raising money to launch it, and you put it out there and it doesn't happen. So they're both risky. But I feel like filmmaking is just a harder medium because it's creative, it's subjective, and entrepreneurship is, you could be building a lemonade stands. You could be selling jewelry. You could sell whatever it is you want, but it's the same mechanism, and it's not as direct. It's not like filmmakers are, well, some are, but majority is not. Filmmakers not going from B to C. It's usually go to B to B with a distributor or sales agent, wherever it is, that communicates to the C levels, right? To the consumers. In the entrepreneurship world, you're either straight B to B, which is contracts, procurements, and then you have you're going straight to like a retail store, going straight to a B2C base. And so I think it's, they're both risky, but yeah, I think that filmmaking is far more riskier than anything.
Do you think there's the perception, though, that being an entrepreneur is a safer route in that it's business, so it's seen as something that's, you're going to have a widget that you're going to sell or a service, whereas filmmaking is not, but it's actually an illusion? They're both equally risky? Because you can fail, you can have a great product, it can sit on the shelf, no one wants it, now you've bought all this stock, a bigger fish can come along?
Yeah, I think it depends on what kind of entrepreneurship you're doing, right? Let's say entrepreneurship lane, you could be the entrepreneurship but entrepreneurship is not all created equally. I think entrepreneurship is, if you're a business owner, you're a business owner. Doesn't mean you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur actually solves problems. The ones that want to move the needle forward, maybe possibly want to change the world, maybe not at the scale of Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, but you still want to solve industry problems, and you get into it because of that. Now, some want to have a title of entrepreneur, right? But then you got business owners that might run a franchise, and they're not entrepreneurs, they're just franchise owners that just wants to have some sort of passive income, and they have no intention of changing the world or wanting to make any impact. And I think that there's a clear difference. Filmmaker, in a filmmaking world, I think that you got storytellers that want to tell the stories because they're having fun telling stories, and they want to hopefully have people hear their stories for whatever reason, right? And there's multiple reasons for that. And then there's filmmakers that want to just be a part of a community, and that's really it, And I got plenty of those people. I would say 99% of my employees all were filmmakers, but they don't want to be filmmakers because they don't work towards wanting a filmmaker. You know what I'm saying? And I think that wanting to be a filmmaker also means you have to be an entrepreneur to run it.